Hi there! Welcome to Crazy Hair Genius, aka Mad Science with Joe. Today we're going to talk about a little thing called bat bugs. What are bat bugs? It is the most molesting, most dangerous bedbuggish critter on the planet, as far as I know. Got right here one of these little critters in the bottom of the jar. This is the bat bug right here. If you can get a look at that, you see that thing? See him there? He kind of is shaped like a bat. That's why he kind of looks like he's called a bat bug. At one stage, sometimes when they're bigger, they kind of look like a piece of bark. If you're in the kitchen, they kind of look like they're crumbs. So they've got like these little ridges. But the point at the back is the tail. They got like two little bat-like eyes. They have a strange ability to burrow into things by secreting some type of saliva. There was an auction recently downtown Toledo, and very, very recently, a couple days ago, I burned everything that I bought at the auction. I got two armoires, $15 a piece, seemed like a great deal, and a board and a headboard actually that I used to make an extra layer on top. They were beautiful, absolutely, until all these eggs hatched that were in the seams on the freaking things. And I got infested with all kinds of crazy, nasty, freaking bugs. So let me show you what the bat bug did. Right here, you see that line? This stuff they secrete, they were melting the plastic on the Ziploc bag. The bat bug that was melting that is microscopically small and was not able to get through the bag. But we're talking about, he was like the needle, like a dot, a little black dot. Actually, he's kind of like a reddish dot. So he must have got fed once. Then a bigger one obviously was in this bag and ate his way out from my bed frame furniture. Yes, this is for the bed frame I have in my bedroom. I took it off because I said, it's really small. These things are really small. Maybe they're living in the hardware. I had no idea. I washed that stuff in super hot water. I had no idea there was anything in there, and if it was, that it would have survived. But we're talking scalding hot, burn your hand hot water. They survived and then melted their way out of that bag. The dryer doesn't kill these things. Everybody's like, 20 minutes in the dryer and you're good. No, 20 minutes in the dryer on this particular critter is not gonna do it. Possibly if you have a gas dryer, but an electric dryer is gonna be a fail every freaking time. So when the genius that I date comes over and throws dirty clothes into the dryer, my dryer just got contaminated with dirty bugs. Those dirty bugs. Anyway, so I digress. They also can melt epoxy and the grout in your tile. Yes, the grout in your tile. I would not have believed it But I went looking for it after I had found these spots that I knew were on my flooring, and I couldn't figure out where they were coming from previously until I had a spot shaped exactly the same way on the heel of my foot. So what they secrete will actually melt your dead skin off your feet, as well as melting the grout and the epoxy sealant that's on your wood floors. So yeah, they're really, really dangerous. And if you kick them off their shoe while they're in the middle of melting a hole in your little house shoe, you see that line? Yeah, when that stuff squirts across, it literally squirted and melted a line straight across my shoe. I was not aware that any bug, like bed buggish bug, was able to secrete a saliva that would shoot at me. So if they're threatened, I believe they will secrete this in a defensive manner. But sometimes they just sit there, and you could cut them in half and nothing would happen. I would not get my eyes very close to these creatures. And now another thing I've learned is a critter that's smaller than 1/32 of an inch can leap vertically 16 inches across the floor. They're not supposed to be able to jump if they're in the bedbug category. Well, guess what? These things fly like fleas. They don't jump a lot. They might get one off if you're trying to squirt them with alcohol. 91% alcohol will kill them in a shower. If you use 70%, it will take about 5 minutes, and they may recover from it. So 91 seems to kill them dead. Very clearly, I throw a few shots of baby oil in with it. My understanding was that the baby oil would smother them. The alcohol makes it attached to their exoskeleton, the oil, so they shouldn't be able to breathe at all with that 91% alcohol. I have not, again, I haven't gotten them to die in the same manner inside of water with 70%. In a dry environment, 70% seems to work just fine. Few seconds and they're dead. It's not instant. The 91% seems pretty instant in a dry environment. Anyway, so important things: how to kill them, what to look for. We showed you the bug. It's right here, right there, and they get bigger. They'll get ridges across their bodies, and if you see them laying there, you'll see that one side of their wing is essentially wider than the other. So you'll look at it and it'll look like a piece of bark. Literally will look like a piece of bark off one of your trees. That, oh, I must have had bark on the bottom of my shoe. No, that is a bat bug. And they will fuck your shit up like royally. Anyway. Look at what they did to my hair. Anyway, crazy haired scientist, mad science with Joe. I hope you guys have a great day. Check your grout. If anyone bought from the auction in Toledo, please keep in touch. Trying to find out how many other people had property that got severely damaged from these things. You know, them burrowing through through the epoxy on my wooden floors. I mean, this is thousands of dollars worth of damage. Thousands. There's no way that I can be reimbursed properly for this. I I believe that the developer should be held liable for having a company come in and auction off these things that should have been burned on site. Frankly, if they knew that this issue existed, they had to have known. They had to have known that they had an issue. There were way more than bat bugs that showed up from these eggs that hatched. I originally thought it was just ice because it was an icy kind of a day. And about a month later, I found out that it was not ice, and I was very mistaken. Because the person at the sale had told me, oh, we spray everything, everything's good, blah, blah, blah. Well, I wasn't, you know, I don't know about these things, not too much. So you just, sometimes you have faith because it's like such a good deal. You get sucked in. Don't get sucked in. If it's a hotel auction, just pass. It's your time is worth way more than saving $200 on an armoire. I bought 2 armoires. I converted them to dressers, and then I had an explosion of insects. It's unbelievable. So if you're having issues and you have an interest in a lawsuit, you know, get in touch with me. Post something on the comments. If we get 3 or more, I assume we'll probably have a lot more. That's a class action suit. So the people who auction this stuff off should also be liable, but it should be a joint liability between the auctioneer and the developer. It's going to be a serious pandemic for Toledo this summer if these things aren't addressed very quickly. They're very hard to kill. They're very, very hard to kill. I've been trying several different sprays. They're not like the other bugs. So this is the worst one, and this is the one I wanted to bring to your attention. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day and a good week.